There we go. Let's see, put that there. We'll get it right one week. Let's see. Wait for anyone to come in. We'll wait a couple minutes. Welcome, welcome. Ninth Valley Connection Weekly Live updates. Looking at my notes right here. I'm not being rude, guys. Just want to make sure I have my notes. Let's see. There's a lot. There's always, I always say there's a lot going on, and there's always a lot going on. I mean, it's Vegas. Like, it's nothing new. But there is a lot going on. All right. Welcome, welcome. Wait a minute or so. Arnold, hey, how's it? Zippy's is open. Yeah, I went down there yesterday morning. Hey, Lynn, welcome. I went down to the Zippy's opening yesterday morning, and I don't know if you saw my Instagram. I posted a picture. Ran into Sweetie Picaro down there. Kanoy Gibson was there. Jeff Higa, the CEO of Zippy's, was there. Really a nice guy. Yeah, it was really nice. It's a beautiful location. Kind of similar to the Eva Beach one. Really nice location. So hopefully they do well. I'm surprised how close they are to Allegiant Stadium. Hello. Welcome, Celestina. Very unique name. Welcome to the live. So I'm sorry my voice is a little bit strained or phlegmy today. Actually, just got home, spent the night at Park MGM last night, right there outside of T-Mobile Arena, because Vegas Golden Knights season opener yesterday. Hey, Lisa, which was awesome. I posted a short here on our YouTube. I posted a short and I posted on our Instagram the opening kind of procession into T-Mobile Arena. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. MGM Rewards working just fine. I gambled at Park MGM yesterday, and I was able to use my rewards card. I was able to use some free play right on my card, off of my card in the machine. Everything worked just fine. Tickets are printing. Everything is back to normal, like business as usual as far as MGM goes. So great to see that. And it was busier than ever. And, that's something that they wanted to take care of immediately, especially with, you've got Halloween, which is a big weekend here in Vegas coming up. Then you've got Formula One, and then you've got Thanksgiving rolling right into Christmas, and then Super Bowl. So, they just want to squash all of that stuff immediately. And I was able to see my credits that I had. It tells you, how it ticks right across. It says your points is this many points. You have this much free play. Everything is just like normal. Yep. Great question. I know a lot of people had questions about MGM Rewards because they really don't share a lot with the public. It's just kind of behind the scenes, and rightfully so. They don't want people canceling trips and all that kind of stuff. So it was busy. Park MGM was busy. New York was busy. It's just business as usual. Bellagio was busy. We went in there, checked out the conservatory. Was pretty cool. So it was fun. All right. So let's get into this update because we do have a lot. So let's talk about the weather first, because spring and fall. I love summer in Vegas, but the heat can be very brutal. So if you see us here during the summer, we're pretty much always at the pool. But spring and fall is really nice to just be outside. And there's so much to do around the strip. I'm like a broken record. I always talk about downtown. Sunday, we actually spent all afternoon down in the Arts District at the Broke the Mouth. Hey, Greg, welcome. We spent all day Sunday at the Broke the Mouth Food and Music Festival, benefiting the Maui wildfires with our friends Aloha Shoyu right here, Taverna Costera, Origin Apparel was out there. Baba B was out there performing. 10 Feet flew in from Maui to perform. Really nice outdoor festival, which was just really cool to see so many people come out. But back to the weather, it's perfect. It's like Friday is going to be 77, but full sun, and it's just perfect to be outside. And be outside in any way, even like dining outside. We went to Crab Shack, not Crab Shack, sorry, Crack Shack yesterday for dinner and sat outside over there overlooking Las Vegas. It's just absolutely perfect. We were in the park area out there, just a lot of fun and a nice break outside to get out of the casino and just take advantage of the beautiful weather that we're having in the fall here. So it's going to be in the low to mid 80s this weekend. Pool is perfect for the pools right now because it's not as busy and it's not just so crazy hot that you don't even want to be outside. It's actually just really perfect to spend an afternoon at the pool. But in the evenings, it's cooling down to the mid 50s. So you're definitely going to want to have a light jacket. I was just fine. I had a light jacket yesterday, but I still wore shorts. So it was fine with just a light jacket. It's not crazy cold, but it's nice and comfortable to be outside. So let's get into it. Of course, the biggest thing that everyone is talking about is Formula One, F1, and it's still a mess. Outside of Bellagio is still completely shut down. I've put up a couple of videos, a couple shorts on here showing the traffic cone situation and the road closures, temporary structures for pedestrian overpasses, as well as cars to get over the track. Track lighting is still going up, so there's still a lot. The biggest eyesore, though, and I understand, so don't come at me. I'm not, poo-pooing Formula One. Financially, there's just bringing so much money to Vegas, to the Vegas Valley. It's created so many jobs, construction jobs. If you're in that industry, road paving, if you own a traffic cone company, business is booming. So I get it. But in front of Bellagio, they completely covered the front half of the Bellagio fountains onto the sidewalk. So that's where they cut the trees down. People were saying that they were relocated. They were not relocated. I've seen the tree stumps with my own eyeballs. They cut the trees down and they put this massive structure onto the sidewalk, and it's still completely fenced off. So the only way you can see the Bellagio fountains is going to be from either side of it. Or if you happen to be across the street at Planet Hollywood and you have a higher room, you can watch the fountain show. You cannot watch the fountain show from street level anywhere because it's completely blocked off. But oddly enough, the fountains are still going off. So if you're staying in Bellagio with a fountain view, beautiful. Even the Augustus Tower in Caesar's Palace, the Augustus Tower, that's the closest one to the road with the fountain view. You can see the fountains. Yeah, and same MND, same. I'm very curious, and I think everybody is because it's the first time, and they did sign an agreement for at least 3 years. So this is going to happen every November for at least 3 years, with an option to extend up to 10 years. So we'll see. Hopefully it pays off. A lot of people come, spend money, help stimulate the economy here, and the Vegas Valley continues to grow and benefit from tourists because, at the end of the day, we have to be honest and say that the Las Vegas Strip and downtown, that's really the cash register for the state of Nevada. That's the biggest export is the Strip, is casino, it's gambling. So there's a lot of hope in this. For this to go well. And the structure is permanent. So there will be permanent F1 jobs here in Vegas. The paddocks are there. I'm sure they will utilize it throughout the year for various events. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's still a mess. So expect traffic to be heavy. If you're coming in, it's going to be longer at the airport. Whether you're doing shuttle, rideshare, taxi, it really doesn't matter. You're still going to be waiting because all of these different modes of transportation are using the same roads. and a lot of the roads are closed off or blocked off to single lane. So it doesn't matter the mode of transportation. Even if somebody's picking you up from the airport, you're still going to be waiting in traffic. Did get a question where somebody was asking if there was any benefit to renting a car. And sure, you can rent a car, but you're still going to be sitting in traffic. So it really doesn't matter. And you're going to have to probably pay for parking at the hotel also. So I would just do rideshare unless you're doing day trips off the strip, where I would recommend just rent a car from the property that you're staying at. And then you could just rent it for one day right there at the property. A lot of them, I've seen Enterprise rent a car, right at the entrance, right next to registration there at Horseshoe. So I know they all have options for just renting a car for the day. So let's see, no desire to be there. And then it'll be like December rodeo. Yeah, rodeo, you will see cowboys on horses all around Vegas. I saw one downtown, just off of Fremont Street. We were in a rideshare. We were going down for rodeo days down there in Fremont to go see the rodeo right next to the plaza, which is actually a really cool experience. You know, I'm not a rodeo person. I'm not a cowboy. I did watch Yellowstone. That's really the extent of my knowledge when it comes to that lifestyle. But it was really cool to see them out there. They had the kids out there with sheep, trying to catch them and tie them up and stuff. It was really cool to see. And I'm sure it takes a lot of talent, a lot of discipline to be at that level, because these guys are professionals. But I did see a guy on a horse drinking a beer, crossing a crosswalk down there on his horse, just riding his horse on the crosswalk, down the sidewalk, down to the arena down there by the plaza. So it's Vegas, right? You never know what you're going to see. So let's see. So I put out, and I'm sure a lot of other people that live here in Vegas and do this kind of stuff did also. F1 announced last week that they were doing single day tickets for the race for Nevada residents for $200 per ticket. So that is true, but it was kind of misleading, because what they didn't disclose was that it's only for Thursday. And Thursday's not the big race. The big race is Friday. So it's only for Thursday for Nevada residents. So it's not even the big thing. So it was kind of a little misleading the way that they made that announcement, kind of like they were trying to appease Nevada residents, especially here in the Vegas Valley, that are having to deal with the headache, with the mess that is Formula One and the traffic that it's creating. Especially for people that work on or around the strip. You know, it's taking twice as long to commute to work if you work in a hotel. Parking is crazy. They still are not even sure how employees are going to access the properties on the days of the race, because with the track, everything around it is going to be shut down. So they haven't even really shared how employees, like if I work at Flamingo, how am I getting to and from work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, probably even Wednesday, because you know they're going to shut it down Wednesday, the day before the event starts. Hey, Heidi, having an awesome day. So we just attended an event, the Broke the Mouth Food and Music Festival this past Sunday, benefiting Maui wildfires. I was working with Aloha Shoyu and some of the event organizers, and I know that they raised close to $30,000 while we were there. And this is working directly with victims, with those that actually need the funds. So it was awesome to see so much aloha here in Vegas. So many people come out. I made a little short that I put up on our YouTube channel if you want to peek at what the festival was like. It was pretty awesome. Thank you for tuning in and supporting. So they haven't even disclosed how people are going to get to and from work. So if I work at Flamingo, I still don't know how I'm going to get to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the race while the race is going on. So it's just kind of still a mess logistically. But like I said, I'm not poo-pooing all over F1. I hope that they figure it all out, because it is the first year. And, they've got notebooks with some best practices and takeaways so that it has less of an impact next year. Because I do want it to succeed, because everybody here benefits. That money stays here in Vegas, the employees. Everything stays here in Vegas, and it definitely benefits the local economy. So I just hope that they can figure out a way to do it better in the next couple of years. So let's move on. So Freakling Brothers Halloween attraction has been canceled this year. We spent 8 nights in Vegas, September 10 to 18, before the fence went up in front of Bellagio. Yeah, yeah, it's you can't see it anymore. The whole sidewalk is shut down. Tell me you don't care one bit about how Vegas locals feel without actually saying you don't care how they feel. Okay. All right. Not sure about that one. So let's see. Freakling Brothers. So they're looking for a new location. It was actually a very popular event last year. So that's not happening this year. I did see, and you probably saw other people talking about this. So there was a U2 concert last week, and there was like 1,000 people that showed up with tickets that they purchased through Vivid Seats. And I'm only saying Vivid Seats is because people were showing actual screenshots of their tickets that they purchased, and they were scammed. And security there said that it was like 1,000 people showed up that had fake tickets that had been scammed. So if you're going to an event, not just at the Sphere, but really any of them, make sure that it's legitimate, site that you're buying the tickets from. Check with the venue. I would call the venue and say, hey, I'm using this vendor. Do you recommend I use them, or do you have a preferred vendor for tickets for the event being at that venue? Just because you don't want to be coming here to Vegas, planning to go to an event, and when you go to scan your barcode on your phone, it's a scam ticket. That would be a bummer. And there were a bunch of people that happened to over at the Sphere, and unfortunately, they cannot accept your ticket if it's a fake ticket. They were just turning people away there. So yeah, the Fontainebleau, that's on schedule. There was a report yesterday of a contractor injury at the Fontainebleau, but they didn't say anything other than there was an injury. So we don't know. Hopefully, it was just a minor injury, and the contractor, because they didn't say give any additional information. Hopefully, that contractor is okay. But the Fontainebleau is still on schedule to open as scheduled. I believe December 13th is the opening day. They're still hiring. I saw a job fair over at Horseshoe last week where they were using the old buffet area, doing interviews and really hiring on the spot, because they needed to hire something like 1,600 people before December 13th. Because, of course, everybody's got to get background checks, all of those authorizations. You've got to go through training and the whole new hire process and be ready to go on December 13th. So that's a big task. I used to be a training manager and hired and trained new hires. I could not imagine what it's going to take to train 1,600 new hires at one property. So, but like I said, it's more jobs. That's 1,600 new jobs that are being created here in Vegas. So that's always a positive thing. Let's see. Christina Aguilera announced that she's having a residency. She's going to be here at the Venetian. And it's not until her first dates are going to be New Year's Eve. So it's not anything happening this weekend, but tickets do go on sale on October 13th. I'm not sure, how much of this gets to markets outside of Vegas, but that was just announced. Tickets will be going on sale on October 13th, and that's for Christina Aguilera. First show here in Vegas is going to be on New Year's Eve. So that's always a fun time. Celestina, let's see. Is there anything going on after Christmas or before New Year's? Absolutely. There's all the Christmas stuff that happens. You've got ice skating at Cosmopolitan. You've got FLMs. You've got Opportunity Village. You've got Enchant that's going to be at the Las Vegas ballpark. There's so much to see here between Christmas and New Year's. It's a really nice time of year because it's not crazy cold, but it is cooler. So it's nice to be out and about. And if you get off the strip and check out like the Sand Dollar Lounge over at the Plaza, they do a big Christmas theme, like crazy Christmas theme in their bar. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun here at that time of year. Race is Saturday night at 10 p.m., not Friday. Yep, yep. Yeah, so there's 3 days of events, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The tickets, the $200 tickets for Nevada residents, was only for Thursday. So they never disclosed that until people were actually trying to buy the tickets. And it's only for Thursday. So, it'll be, yep, no problem. Um, yeah, it is. It's a fun time of year here at Christmas, M&D. Totally agree with you. Let's see. Moving on. Uh, okay, so Sick New World Festival has announced their lineup. That festival is not happening until next April. You've got System of a Down, you've got Slipknot, you've got Alice in Chains. That's just the headliners. It is a festival, so there's going to be a lot of opening bands. Now, that's not until April of next year, which is a great time of year for outdoor festivals here in Vegas. But tickets do go on sale this Friday. 2 days from now, those tickets are going on sale. The name of the festival is Sick New World. If you're into Slipknot, Alice in Chains, that's your thing. Tickets go on sale Friday for that festival that's going to be next April. All right, let's see. And then I want to talk about Zippy's real fast. Zippy's is a brand. It's a local chain restaurant from Hawaii, born and raised in Hawaii, and they're all over the state of Hawaii. And they're now here in Vegas. It's a big thing because Vegas is the #1 location for former Hawaii residents out of anywhere else on the planet. More former Hawaii residents live in Vegas than anywhere else. Hence the name Ninth Island. And I do get questions about what is Ninth Island Connection. There are 8 main islands that people live on in Hawaii, and this is the unofficial 9th island because, we're in the middle of the desert, kind of like an island, right? Surrounded by mountains and desert here in the Vegas Valley, and it's the largest number of former Hawaii residents. So that's where 9th Island. MGM Rewards update. Please share, Cliff. I'm going to talk about some events. So this is what's going on this weekend. And keep in mind, the weather is absolutely perfect for being here in Vegas this weekend. You got free concerts Sunday on Fremont, also on Saturday. Saturday is 80 Station. That's going to be down on Fremont Street Experience. And on Sunday is going to be Rocksteady. Now, those are 2 just bigger names that aren't typically here. But 7 days a week, all day long, there's music on one of the stages. Either you have a DJ and a performer or a local band singing. There's always something on one of the 3 stages. Those are just 2 bigger ones that are going to be there Saturday night and Sunday night, which we were just down there Sunday night and had an awesome time. There were 3 different bands playing, one on each of the 3 stages. So many people outside, but it wasn't for my stay ASAP. All rewards points for the stay. I stayed 9 days in September. Got emails. Yep. So we were just there, Cliff. I just spent the night last night at Park MGM and did some gambling. My card worked fine. I was able to use points. I was able to get points when I was ordering drinks at the bar. They were able to add points for my card. I was able to use free play off of my card with no problem at all. And that was yesterday. What is today, the 11th? Yeah, so that was yesterday, October 10th. Everything was just business as usual. We did gamble at New York, which is another MGM property. Everything was just fine. Like I said, same at Park MGM because I actually stayed at Park MGM last night. And everything is business as usual with the rewards program, free play, points, all of it, back to normal. Let's see. Eddie Griffin is going to be at the Sax Theater. That's at Planet Hollywood. That's in the Miracle Mile. I think he's hilarious. That's an 18-plus show there. That's going to be on the 15th. So Sunday Night Football here at Allegiant. So we just had Monday Night Football, which was crazy. Now we're going to have Sunday Night Football this week, and that's going to be the Patriots are going to be here in town playing the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. So that's just nuts. Expect a lot of traffic around the stadium, around New York, Park MGM. Excalibur, Mandalay Bay, that entire side of the strip is going to be crazy busy because they do shut down a major overpass by Mandalay Bay and Luxor that goes over the highway. They shut that down completely, and the surrounding roads, so that people can just walk from the strip to Allegiant Stadium and then back. And obviously, the closest property is Mandalay Bay. So if you're planning on coming in, expect room rates to be crazy at Mandalay Bay this coming weekend because of Sunday night football at Allegiant Stadium. If you're coming in for that event and you don't have a room, which you probably do, I would recommend like Excalibur, Luxor, Park MGM, New York, even. It's going to be less expensive than being right outside of the venue. So, hey, Vance and Grady, how's it going? Appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We had one mishap. We're checked in 4 hours early at Luxor. Found someone sleeping in our bed. That's crazy. Can you imagine? Well, I can't imagine how surprised they were. Did they see you, or did you see them sleeping and just leave? They raised Excalibur and Luxor rate. Yep. Still cheaper than Mandalay Bay, which is right there at the property. That's nuts, Cliff. I've never experienced that before. That's crazy. Let's see. Barry Manilow, he's still doing his thing over at Westgate. That's actually a monorail stop if you wanted to get down there, but don't feel like walking all the way down there. It's a monorail stop. You can catch a monorail all the way like MGM Grand and take the monorail all the way to the Westgate if you wanted to go see Barry Manilow over there, or just check out the Westgate property. It's a nice little property. It's older. It's mainly convention people that stay there, but they have great food. The service is fantastic. We've always had a great time whenever we were at the Westgate for whatever reason. Let's see. Usher is going to be at the Dolby Theater. The Dolby Theater, that's inside of Park MGM. That's the theater there. Remember, Park MGM, 100% non-smoking, and Usher's team does have pretty strict restrictions on what you can carry into the venue. So anything that they have, any types of restrictions that they have, remember, it's not Park MGM, it's not Dolby Theater, it's the event team. So, and I had it backwards there. Usher actually doesn't have restrictions, whereas like Bruno Mars, you can't bring your phone in, or they lock it up. You can't have a purse. A lot of restrictions with Bruno Mars, but not with Usher. So that's going to be on the 13th and 14th. Katy Perry, she's going to be at Resorts World Las Vegas. And I did hear several comments from people about this have came in during the hack. Luckily, we left September 8th the night before. That's funny. So Katy Perry, she's going to be at Resorts World Las Vegas. And I did get comments. People seem to really like her show. I think she's fine, but it's just not a concert that I would ever need to go to. But people say that she puts on a great show. And she did announce that in November, she's done with Resorts World Las Vegas. Now, I don't know if it's because Las Vegas or Resorts World Las Vegas is just not doing well. The property is not doing well at all. Because it's just empty. There's no energy. The casinos are empty. It's a beautiful property, but like half the restaurants are closed or not open when they're supposed to be open. The food court or the food hall, sorry, where they have like 40 different restaurants. Last time I went in there were maybe 10 of them open. So it's kind of a mess over there. But Katy Perry, she's still doing her thing. She announced that she's done in November. So if Katy Perry's a show that you want to see, you got to do it before she's done. Beach Boys are going to be over at Sunset Station on October 14th. Sunset Station is a really nice venue for music. They have an outside like lawn area. It's really cool. And the weather right now is perfect for outdoor music. Let's see, you've got Romeo Santos over at T-Mobile Arena on Friday. That's going to be a big event. Jackson Brown over at the Venetian on the 13th. Lionel Richie back in Vegas. He's going to be here the 13th and 14th over at the Wynn. Now, he comes throughout the year. Take Face moved from Harry. Yep, Take Face is over at MGM Grand. That's been a couple months. I think maybe about 6 weeks or so that he's moved over there. Downstairs there in the Comedy Cellar. Grand Funk Railroad is going to be over at the Golden Nugget. Now, that's going to be nuts. And what a fun What a fun part of town to be in. Down there, Golden Nugget is like so much energy in there, and then you're right out on Fremont Street Experience. I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun. Shinedown is going to be over at MGM. That's going to be on the 13th. Christian Nadal is going to be over at Michelob Ultra Arena on October 14th. Christopher Cross is going to be over at the Palms on October 15th. And then, of course, we cannot forget the VGK going to be here at T-Mobile Arena on October 14th, and they're going to be playing the Ducks. Now, if you've never been here for VGK, and if you don't care about hockey, whatever, that's fine. The procession going into the stadium, that's typically about an hour prior to puck drop. They do a procession going through that comes through New York, all the way through the park area into T-Mobile. It's so much fun. You see the cheerleaders, they're drumming as they're leading into T-Mobile Arena. So even if you're not here to watch a game or you don't care about it, it's just a fun thing to experience. And again, they do it in the park area that's between New York, and Park MGM. There's Brewhouse right there. That's probably the best spot to be to watch the procession, because you get them just coming out of New York, or coming around the corner there and going down into T-Mobile. It's a great spot. I did put a short up on here of the procession from yesterday, nights on April 2nd. Yeah, it's such a fun. Gosh, we've been to a bunch of hockey games here at T-Mobile Arena, and it's just such a fun. That's it right there, like right there, over my shoulder. It's such a fun experience. Like, it's so much more than just hockey. The energy is through the roof in the arena. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. But like I said, if you don't want to go to a hockey game, those guys right there, they come through the procession outside of New York, and march all the way to T-Mobile. So definitely worth checking it out there. So, all right, guys, that's a wrap on this one. Busy, and it's like I said, it's going to be a great weekend to be outdoors here in Vegas. The weather is just perfect. I would recommend, like I always do, check out the Arts District. If you go down Fremont, try East Fremont side, like over by the Container Park. There's great restaurants. You've got Evil Pie Pizza, which is one of the best pizzas I've ever had in my life. You've got Therapy. There's just so many places. Lei Thai, which is a very popular Thai restaurant that's there. It's just, there's so much more on East Fremont. And then, Fremont Street Experience, of course, is always a blast. But even like behind Fremont Street Experience, or parallel to it, you've got the Downtown Grand, you've got Pizza Rock. So there's some other stuff around there. And like I said, this weekend is going to be absolutely perfect to do some exploring out here in Vegas. Awesome, Cliff. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. We appreciate you guys' support. As always, I will end it by thanking you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting our television show, supporting our channel, tuning into these lives. We just appreciate you guys. Pizza Rock is awesome. We appreciate you guys' support so much. And like I always say, hit me up on Instagram if you've got questions. Ninth Island Connection, definitely a lot faster at responding to questions through Instagram, because we don't get as many. Whereas we do get a lot of comments, and I do my best to respond to the comments here on our channel, on our videos. I do my best to try to get to everybody, but I do miss some because YouTube only shows you like the most recent 10 or so. So I sometimes miss the other ones, but I do my best to respond to all of those guys. Be patient with me. And like I said, if you have something pressing, you have a question about like Pizza Rock, is it worth popping in? Send me a message on Instagram through Ninth Island Connection. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.